Prepare for trouble.
Make it double.
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jesse.
James.
Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light.
Surrender now or prepare to fight.
Meowth, that's right.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
I'm Rob, and this is 10 Plated Talks. Now, starting today off, I'd like to give a big shout out to Tin Soldier Ross, who was our very first friend on Snapchat, and a talented Dark Souls player, as it happens. So, thank you, Ross. Glad to have you aboard.
So this past week was an experiment. We called it Good Riddance Friday. It was perhaps a learning experience.
A bit ambitious. Y'all might have seen we put up, 18?
18 videos in one day, each about half an hour in length.
We recorded those over the course of 3 days.
We committed to and teased that we were going to finish Thief all in one day. And our mouths wrote a check that our asses couldn't cash, so we had to do the media production equivalent of getting a payday loan. And we ruined our lives, our sanity, our sleep schedules, etc. to get enough episodes of Thief out to make good on the promise we made, and not something we're prepared to repeat, but we now have a very good idea of what is and is not a practical quantity of videos for us to put out in a week.
Yeah, we honestly thought we would be filming it, film one, edit one, put it up, like, on Friday. As it happened, Sean got the last episode edited and uploaded 45 minutes before it was set to start.
And YouTube took too long to process it, so the second to last video did not go up on the half-hour schedule, but it made it up.
We were filming till about 3 in the morning. The night before, we had to call in backup.
We brought in our new tin turn. For anybody who didn't watch our Thief videos, we brought in, may know her on the comments as The Painting Potato, but now known to the channel as our tin turn Hannah.
Yep.
She was brought in as a third commentator because we had completely run out of ideas, stamina.
The will to live.
Yeah.
You know, in the 11th hour, we had to pull in the pinch hitters, so we'd been talking to her about the 10-turn spot. 'Cause, you know, I've mentioned this before. We were looking for one, and it just so happened she was close enough that we could be like, listen, if you can get here, we got a chair. So,
yep.
If you guys maybe didn't catch them, I'd say go back and watch. Well, obviously, I'd like you to watch all the Thieves, but Hannah's in the last three?
Last three. 2021 and 22.
Yeah. So, big round of applause for her coming on board.
Yay. Other than that, we only had one real question to field this week, from Muhammad Mokhtari again. He was the one who asked us for our craziest girl stories, and since that worked out amusingly, he asked us for our fight stories. But you can probably tell from looking at me, my fight stories involve 2 hits. Someone hitting me and me hitting the ground. That's it. That's all I got. I really honestly don't have any impressive fight stories. I genuinely don't have any that have more than 1 or 2 blows swung, neither of which were me. Rob, on the other hand,
you know,
he can fill in that gap.
I might have spent my younger days and the last couple of weeks, probably the foreseeable future, as a bit of a hoodlum. And I honestly probably would have gotten in more fights, but I have this crippling fear of getting a tooth knocked out. Not for any reason other than if my mother found out I'd had a tooth knocked out, she'd murder me. So, but I do have a few times where things have had to get a little physical. I'd say one of the best ones, a lot of people might or might not know this, I was captain of my college's trivia team back in the day. And it's like Team Jeopardy. You know, you travel around, you buzz in, you answer questions, whatever. Well, I had a brand new team, 2 people that had never done it ever, and we were going to a tournament in Kentucky. Where's not important. And the names are going to be changed for this, because no reason not to. So I had Carl and Katie, and I loaded them in the car, and we get up there, and they are just a bundle of nerves, because it's the night before. And I'm like, you know what, guys? There's no reason to feel this way. Let's go hit a bar. Let's have us a drink. Let's have a nice time. Relax. This is meant to be fun.
Woo-hoo.
Well, Katie might be what you'd call a little socially inept. Imagine that. The girl on the trivia team's not good with people.
The devil, you say?
Yes. So, you know, we blow in the door of this bar, and I say, excuse me, everyone, if I could have your attention. This is my friend Katie. Who here would like to buy her a drink? And this group of guys raise their hand, and so I go toss her to them. Just go nuts. I'll be over here. So I, get a table where I can see everything, order a couple of beers, just sit back and relax. Well, a couple hours go by, and they all get up and walk outside. All right, let's go outside and see what's up. They're trying to get Katie to leave with them. I'm like, no, she's with us. Come on, we've got a tournament tomorrow. And one of them's like, no, she's coming with us. And, oh, really? All right. Now, through the course of the evening, I had found out these gentlemen had at least told her they were a Discovery Channel film crew down from New York. Why they were in nowhere, Kentucky, I'll never know. Obviously a lie. Whatever. Or not. Maybe I put the ass whooping on the Discovery Channel. That's what you get for all them lumberjack videos. So, me and the leader step into the parking lot there, and he's gone. See, we were both drunk, but there was one of us was drunk enough to want to fight. The other was drunk enough to be able to fight.
Mm-hmm. They are not often coinciding states.
Yeah. He's sitting there like raring to go, and I'm like, I'm not feeling a lot of pain, and I can still see clearly. So he's, wild haymakers, and I'm just kind of stepping back like, there's no reason for anybody to spend the night in jail. And this next part's important because I have very large feet. I wear a size 15. I typically wear sandals all the time because they're easy to find and cheap, whereas tennis shoes are near impossible. One of his buddies yells, "Are you going to let a fat guy in sandals get the best of you?" All bets are off. I walk over to Carl, I hand him my knife, and I say, "Don't let him jump me." Walk back and just tell this guy, "Your buddy just killed you." And lay into him. You don't make fun of my sandals. So, I'm just,
They were sandals, not Crocs, right?
Yes.
If they were Crocs, we're obligated by law to make fun of them.
Adidas sandals.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
He'd haymaker and it'd be nose. He'd do something else, ear. Wherever I could hit him, I was going to lay into him.
I've played Fight Night. I'm familiar with how fights happen.
Yeah. So, now this is the part that might not be the best. You know that judo shoulder toss?
Yeah.
I've always thought that's the coolest fucking thing in the world, because it lets little guys throw big guys.
Yeah.
So my thought is, it must let big guys throw cars. Now, I will say I've had zero training at all, only ever saw it on television.
Which is a great teacher for combat skill.
Yeah, so I decide I've won the fight. I want to try this move. So I grab him in random places on his arm, thinking I've got this, and I go to swing. And you know how you're supposed to get him up? Yeah. Well, I didn't. I really just kind of led him sideways by his arm. But I wasn't paying a lot of attention, and his face made a crunch against a brick wall. Wham! Crunch. Oh, fuck. Carl, get the car! So we get out of there. Like, I grab Katie, just come on. Take off. We get in the car, and we're fucking gone. And I'm like, did you tell them where we were staying? And she's like, sure, I gave them my room number.
Oh.
Ugh. All right. You and I are trading rooms tonight. And sure enough, one of them did come to a room, and I answered, and I was like, what do you want? Oh, I'm just here for... I'm like, I know what you're here for. You can fuck off. And it took a little convincing, but the gentleman left, and... Yeah, you know, I love my teammates. I'm not going to let them get taken advantage of. Jesus. Yankees.
Still had a match to compete in, I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I need my teammates. Now, that's a fight where things went well for me. This has not always traditionally been the case.
Nobody has a 100% record. Except for Genki Sudo. I think he retired with a 100% record.
There you go.
And then went on to form an electronica dance troupe.
Huh.
They're really fucking good. They're called World Order.
I'll have to check them out.
Huh.
I have a bit of a wanderlust in me. Sometimes I just like to take a trip and go somewhere. I was in a real pissed off mood, so I just started driving. I ended up in Virginia. Doesn't matter where. And I end up in this little redneck bar. And I'm just sitting on the bar stool having a drink, bourbon and tonic by choice. This gentleman sits down next to me and makes a question about my sexuality.
How crude and uncouth.
Bit of a homosexual slur, as it was. Because I was wearing one of my Lantern Corps shirts. Now, it was the purple one. Still, fuck him. He didn't know what it was. He just saw a guy in a purple shirt. Well, I'm in no mood for his bullshit. So I turn and question the validity of his parentage and his sexuality as well. In a way that would perhaps not be the most appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not thinking clearly, because in a one-on-one fight, he'd have killed me. He'd have murdered me and eaten my heart to gain my power. This guy was a savage. And as I'm looking upon him thinking, well, I hope they leave my face alone, I notice this lovely leather vest he's wearing. And I notice that the gentleman sitting at the tables behind us and standing at the pool table are wearing very similar, non-matching, leather vests. And suddenly all the motorcycles parked out front really added up. So here I am going, I've seen Sons of Anarchy, I just pissed all over a 1%er. They're going to bury me in a jam jar. So I grab my wallet, throw cash on the bar, and take off. Blow out the door of this place, jump in my Chevy, and stomp it. I don't think I drop out of triple digits till I hit the state line. You know, I'm fucking gone. To this day, I have not been inside the state limits of Virginia for fear that they've got a probie just posted on all the highways waiting for somebody with my description.
So anybody who has a set of Lantern Corps shirts and is similar to Robb's build, avoid the Virginia-Tennessee area.
Yeah. Because they're not going to be real understanding about the, nah, guys, that wasn't me. You're looking for somebody else. When they bring the chains out. And you know, I'm typically one to avoid violence because when you're the big guy in a room, especially when people are drinking,
yeah,
you're the target.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, I want to beat up the big guy. Like,
I'm going to prove how tough I am.
Like somehow a lifetime spent gorging on cheeseburgers makes me an expert martial artist and combat killer. No, it really doesn't. But the fact that that's the reality does give you a certain edge to you.
Well, UFC training camp, wasn't that the Green Properties Monopoly Award a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See? That's the reason.
I mean, my whole deal's always kick them in the balls and run. If you can hurt them and run, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so those would probably be two of my better fight stories.
That's, shall we say, a charming couple of insights into the life of our favorite Robb. But something else that we sort of started, and I think we're gonna harken back to ye olde days of the serial fiction, except this ain't fiction. Robb here has alluded to a couple of events that took place in Atlanta, and I don't know if you guys have gathered that all of this was one bad trip. So what we're going to do is, over the course of the next few podcasts, and by all means, if you've got questions, still give us questions.
Please.
But we're going to hear this saga that no doubt will be sung in the halls of Valhalla before Robb's ancestors as they shake their heads in shame. So, Robb, how was it you came to end up in Atlanta when I believe you were going to Birmingham?
All right, so yeah, I told kind of, if we divided this story into 5 parts, I told part number 2 in our second video, and it was
the taxi driver.
The taxi story.
It happened. It happened.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean you haven't watched all of our podcasts? Go back. There's not that many.
Yeah. Pause this. Go watch it. Come back. Yeah. Anyway.
Number 2?
Yes.
Yeah, number 2.
So here's how it starts. It's my best friend's birthday. And we take him out for like shitty Greek food after watching a shitty movie. And because his birthday's in January, when we were driving back, Alabama had just won some national title, NCAA. And one of the 4 guys in the car said, "I'll bet they're partying in Birmingham." Well, let's go to Birmingham. Hey, we all bullshitted that in a circle in the car there, and we're not going to Birmingham. But we had just kind of keyed ourselves up enough that when we saw a sign for Atlanta, it was, we're going to Atlanta. So, we go back, we put on our various pastel polos, khaki shorts, and too much cologne. And we're driving to Atlanta. And on the trip down, we're in my car, my Chevy Monte Carlo. God rest his soul. And I miss that car. And it's my friend Kevin, who's from Ohio, northern Ohio, real Yankee proud. My best friend Craig, and the 3 of them were roommates, and their roommate Jordan. And Kevin has meticulously played with the bass and the treble and everything on my sound system to where it is perfect. And we got like that, that gangster rap going, and we're bobbing our heads in the way only 4 middle-class white boys can. And I apparently am as socially inept as I can possibly be on this trip because I do not keep my car famously clean. So I take the music and turn it down because I just remembered I had some candy left over from Christmas somewhere in my floorboard. And I go, "Hey guys, there's some candy back there on the floor if you want it." And turn back and keep driving. And they're all just looking at me like, "What in the fuck are you talking about? Bless you. Why would we want floor candy from your car?" And I'm like, just an offer. But by now the song has changed, so he has to go back to fucking with the music again. So it's decided I'm not allowed to breathe at this point. So
you done goofed.
I fucked up proper. So then we have to stop for gas. And we're pretty deep into Georgia at this point, and we pull into this gas station. And I used to have this game I like to play where, and I have no idea why, I used to like to convince people of things that weren't true. The idea being, if you can do it on the fly, if you ever need to, say if the cops are going, "Where were you last Tuesday?" you can weave an intricate and believable story.
You're just practicing your fast talking abilities.
Exactly. So the cashier says to us, "So where are you boys from?" And I say, "Oh, well, ma'am, we're headed to Atlanta. We're from Michigan." She goes, "Oh, what part?" And I was not prepared for that at all. For some reason, I was staring at the candy and just went blank. And I go, "Little town up by the lake, Michigan." And she says, "Yeah, I'm from Michigan. Which one?" And so I'm left with nothing. My friends are literally on the floor of this gas station laughing. They have had to sit or lay down because of this. As I have to go, "Ma'am, I'm just going to level with you. You're from Chattanooga. I just made that up and I have no idea why." And slunk out of, if I could have disappeared, I'd have just been poof and gone. Like, less than an inch tall.
Little helpful shibboleth from someone who was born in Michigan. If someone from Michigan asks you what part of Michigan you're from, you don't name a town unless you're saying Detroit, Lansing, Sault Ste. Marie, or Mackinac Island. or if you're a filthy youper, but youpers aren't really people. You hold up your hand like this, and you fucking point. That's what you do. I'm from here. Buchanan. Niles Buchanan.
Would have been nice to have that, or it would have been nice if one of my asshole buddies could have just yelled Flint. But they wouldn't.
Oh, God. You don't want to be from Flint. People from Flint can't get out of the state.
So...
It's like Detroit, but poorer.
Yeah, I was stuck having to cop to that after my fuck up with the radio. This is actually the first time I have told that story since it happened. I don't tell people about shit like that.
That was a proud moment, and I'm sure it's only going to get more inspiring, right?
Yeah, it gets worse.
But we'll continue that on a future episode. For now, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know if you have any questions related to us, related to the channel, related to any ridiculous bit of geekery you want to ask. We'll try to answer it. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.